So what's good, Straw Gang, and welcome back to another Warzone Season 6 video. In tonight's upload, I'm going to bring you guys the top 5 best class setups and loadouts to use within Season 6's current meta. You know, the class setups and loadouts that will work no matter what type of skill level you are. Now, of course, this video is going to be a lot more quick and straight to the point, so if you guys could check it out to the end, I'd really appreciate that. It's not going to get pushed out as much because it's a smaller video, it's a shorter one, so if you could drop a like, I'd really appreciate that. And if you enjoy, hit that red sub button with post notifications on, as I'm dropping Season 6 content every single day and sometimes even twice a day as well, so there's lots of content here for you to check out. So thank you so much for watching, and let's get into it. So coming in at the number 5 spot, I'm going to be covering the C58. Now the reason I've put this in the number 5 spot is because when it got this recoil increase for Season 6, it is one of the weapons that took more of a hit compared to something like the EM2, which I covered in a video yesterday, where the recoil just doesn't feel any different at all. But the C58, on the other hand, definitely feels like it got that recoil increase, although I still feel like it is a top assault rifle. It definitely hits when you can control those shots, or control the recoil and hit your shots, I should say. The class setup for this is going to be the agency suppressor, as well as the field agent grip, the task force barrel, the 55 round mag, as well as the axial arms 3 times. Now I feel like with this recoil increase, the 55 round mag is probably something you want to be using a lot more rather than 45, because of those extra shots that you'll need with that recoil increase, and that's what I feel like is the most solid class for the C58. So the SMG I've gone ahead and paired that with is indeed the Mac 10. I still feel really comfortable with this gun. I feel like it still shreds. It's an amazing SMG. I'm going to be using the sound suppressor, as well as the task force barrel, the 53 round drum, as well as serpent wrap, and the SAS combat stock. Now I would have a blueprint here, but if you guys aren't aware, the armory and like the blueprints are glitched out right now. I pretty much can't choose blueprints for any of my weapons except a select few, but I've used this class setup and it is most definitely pretty solid for the Mac 10. So coming in at the number 4 spot, I'm going to be placing the XM4. Now I know this is a pretty popular assault rifle for long range engagement, but hear me out, wait till we get to the end of the list so you understand why I've put it here. But look, the XM4 is 100% probably one of my favorite weapons all around in this game, because it can do long, medium, and close range with different builds. You know, you can use an SMG build, a long range build, and that's what we're going to be using for this, as a long range build. This class setup is going to be the agency suppressor, as well as the task force barrel, field agent grip, the Snag 60 round mag, as well as the axial arms 3 times. So I've gone ahead and paired this with one of my favorite SMGs in the game, and that is the LC10. A lot of people underestimate this weapon. I don't see it in the top of a fair amount of people's lists when it comes to top meta SMGs, and I have had a lot of success with this gun. I've gunned so many people with this. I've had a lot of high kill games with it. I just feel like it is one of the best, most underrated SMGs in the game, and my class setup for that is going to be the sound suppressor, as well as the task force barrel, Tiger Team spotlight, the Salvo 52 round fast mag, and the Raider stock. This gun has absolutely no recoil and it's got good range as well, so it works perfect for a sniper support. But the XM4 and the LC10 are like 2 guns I really love pairing, and that's why that is going to be my number 4 loadout. So coming in at the number 3 spot, I'm going to be placing the Cold War AK. Now I feel like this thing is absolutely one of the best assault rifles in the game. It's gaining a lot of traction right now and it just hits heavy. The class setup for this is going to be pretty similar to all the others. We've got Grew suppressor, as well as the Spetsnaz RPK barrel, Spetsnaz grip, the Bakelite 60 round mag, and the axial arms 3 times. Now this is at the number 3 spot because the next 2 guns just undoubtedly have less recoil than this gun, and when I do these top 5 lists, you know, I try and place the weapons based on what would be easier for a casual player to use, and this gun I feel like has just a little bit more recoil than the other 2, especially at range when you really have to control it, or when you have to be more precise I should say, and that's kind of where I feel like this gun just falls a little bit. Now just like the previous loadout with the XM4, I'm going to be rocking the LC10. The AK and the LC10 are 2 of my favorite guns to pair yet again, and I just really love these 2. Alright, now I am very excited for this one. This is going to be the number 2 spot on this list for the best loadout. This is going to be the Farah 83 and the OTS. Now the Farah I feel is absolutely the second best assault rifle in the game. Obviously that's why it's in the number 2 spot, but it has a high fire rate, it has low recoil, it hits hard, good reload times, everything like that. Like, it just ticks everything off on the list of what you want in a meta assault rifle for long range. The class for this is going to be slightly different. We've got Grew suppressor, then the Liberator barrel, Spetsnaz grip, the Spetsnaz 60 round mag, and the axial arms 3 times. Now the reason that is because this gun has a somewhat slow enough ADS to not want to use the Spetsnaz RPK barrel. It's very, very good and balanced with Liberator. It gives you a good use of medium and long range. Like it's balanced with that, you know, ADS and all that type of stuff. Now as for my OTS class, this thing is an absolute beast, and it's literally survived like 3 nerfs now, I'm pretty sure. They recently just nerfed the reload speed of the 40 round fast mag and the Spetsnaz 40 round mag, and there was some nerfs to like damage range or something like that before that, and maybe a nerf before that too. So this thing is getting hit quite heavy now, and for good reason. It is a very, very dominant SMG for the close range gunfights. So the class for this is going to be Grew Suppressor, as well as the Task Force Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, the VDV 40 round fast mag, and the KGB Skeletal stock. This thing has insane mobility, even just movement speed and sprinting and like strafe speed all across the board. The movement speed on this gun is absolutely phenomenal, and I highly recommend you using the OTS if you haven't. It's most definitely one of my personal favorite SMGs in the game. I probably should have also mentioned like my perks, lethals and tacticals, because that's part of the loadout as a whole. On every single loadout I use double time, overkill and amped. I use a throwing knife or a Semtex for solos, and then a throwing knife for group modes like rebirth and trios, quads, all that type of stuff, just depending on what I'm feeling, and then as well as a heartbeat sensor. So coming in at the #1 spot, the best loadout of all of these, mainly the assault rifle, but the best loadout of all of these is going to be the EM2 and MAC-10, which is debatable because I like so many SMGs, but specifically the EM2. I used this last night, I did a video on it. It felt absolutely no different. It is still such a solid gun. The class for this is going to be, like I said, pretty similar to everything else. Agency Suppressor, the Task Force Barrel, Field Agent, Stanag 50 round mag, and the Axial Arms 3x. 100% my favorite assault rifle in this game. There's nothing else I'd rather use. Now for this last weapon that I've paired with this gun, we're going to be using the Tech 9. I feel like this is absolutely, like, it's right under the OTS, okay? It's right under the OTS. We've got the Tech 9 here with the full auto repeater. Obviously, you need that for this to be viable. Task Force Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, the 48 round fast mag, and the SASR Jungle Grip. I dropped 32 kills with this. I'll put the gameplay on and a little card up here. One of the best SMGs in the game. It absolutely fries. Maybe not for quads or trios, depends on how your playstyle is and stuff. But in solos, when you're only up against one person max at a time, pretty much, this thing absolutely tears through people. But with all that being said, man, that is going to end off this top 5 loadouts video, top 5 meta weapons, best class setups, whatever you want to call it, for Season 6's current meta. If you made it to this point, let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite loadout is and which you'll be using the most. I'd really be interested to know what you have to say. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody, and I'm out.